So my name is Jordan and I've been trading for the past month and I've been profitable for the past week. Let me show you. Here's what the past month of NQ futures have looked like for me. Obviously, when I started trading, I traded way more than I trade now. I only take one trade a day, but I used to, it's obvious. I took way more than one trade a day. Anyway, let's get into my current process. I'm going to start off by showing the most current trade that I've taken, which was today, and it completed about an hour ago. It took about an hour or two to complete, but it did end up working out. I use a strategy called turtle soup, which has been around for a long time, and I now typically do turtle soup reversals, but in this instance, it's just a turtle soup. In this instance, this is an upside down turtle. So I'm gonna draw the turtle out here. I think that the turtle is starting around here or here, and then it ends down here. And then the neck of the turtle, because it's upside down, this is the neck. Imagine it's upside down. This is the neck of the turtle, and then the soup begins after that, which is the reversal. And that's what I usually take, is from down here almost all the way up to the starting point, or you can take equilibrium, which is usually easier and safer in the long run. For this trade specifically, I did not wait for the rebound, which I should have right here. This is when it rebounded, and then I should have taken the trade and I would have made more profit, but I was too eager to get into the trade, so I went in early, which is obviously something that I'll learn from in the future, and I wrote that down in my book, which I will show you. Here's another trade I took, also with turtle soup, and this was from literally Friday, which is 4 days ago. Today's Monday. So this one I feel like I executed way better. I waited longer, and I waited for it to start reversing harder before I took the trade. Usually I wait for the 9:30 open and wait for it to dump or to absolutely rock it, and then I go on the opposite way. That's basically what my strategy is. This isn't a real account. This is just a simulated account that I got a month ago from TradingView, and it was at 100K, and obviously it went down. It went down to almost negative 12,000, I believe, and now I've made it back up to negative 8,000, and I'm trying to turn this into zero before I buy my first account. If you want to see my history, I have not taken an L in the past week, and I'm waiting for that to happen because I know it will, but I haven't quite yet, and I've made a total of almost, I think, $5,000, and that has brought up my P&L by a lot. Obviously I did not have a great P&L due to me trading so much early on. You can see that I just took random times. I never really traded in the morning. I'd trade at night trying to get trades and never know which way it's going. I was always guessing, gambling. I was trying to use is it ICT or something? I don't know. It was a mess. Just use a simple strategy and you'll actually make it. Don't complicate things for yourself. Take one trade a day. So now I'm going to show you my journal for this trade, as I believe journaling is extremely important, and to also get you to stop trading for the day after you make one trade, because once you make that trade you have to write it down, which might take you a while, and you probably want to get in a trade, which today I did want to get in another trade to take the rest of this profit, which it hasn't made it there quite yet, but I really wanted to take another trade, and I decided not to because I needed to journal. This is my fun journal because I actually care about my life. This is how I journal. I only do one page, and I try to keep it to one page so then I don't have to write so much and get overwhelmed by it. At the front, I tried to write a daily schedule. I'm not really following it. I'm keeping it loose at the moment so then I figure out what I want. I'm putting down ideas and also my whys on why I want to do things. Here's my first day. I always just write down like my beginning thoughts for the day, the date, how many units I'm doing, the ratio, my strategy, which now I typically don't have to write that down because it's the same thing, and then the amount of time it's taken, the gain, and then how the day actually let out and the graph showing. So today, after I joined the trade early, I wish I waited for the rebound, which this was the rebound, and I felt it was gonna happen, but I still took the trade up here, and I would have made so much more money if I was down here, which I know that, but today's Monday, I gave myself 2 days off, and I knew something was gonna happen, so that's why that happened. Back to this though, I still wrote down the date. I wrote down the amount of units and the ratio. I didn't write down how much money I made because I'm trying not to focus on the money. And I also don't really care about timing as long as it's past 9:30 and it's not past like 12, like noon, then we're probably good. This trade, I wanted to do lessons for loss mentality. Losses are bound to happen. Trust yourself and your thinking, and take the loss and move on with your day. Like, literally just take it and keep working throughout the rest of your day. Stop thinking about it after. And then I write down when the start of the downtrend, the major downtrend was, the end of it, the beginning of the break upward, which this is when I took the trade. I should have waited for the rebound again. And this is when it passed the equilibrium and hit take profit. And then I always just write the graph on here and showing how it is. But I will continue that for however long. And most people do that for months or years. I plan on doing it until I don't need it anymore. I also wanted to show a journal of a no trade day, which this was my second day of trading. I could have technically taken a trade here, but I decided not to because this is when I decided I wanted to start looking for a trade, but it ended up just being sloppy. I learned from this as I would have taken a trade, but I didn't, which is good learning. Up here, possibly realized I might trust Turtle Soup more than plus reversal. I do trust Turtle Soup, and I do trust Turtle Soup reversal. I have back testing in the back of this book showing the testing I did, which I want to redo the testing because I keep learning more every single day, and how to tighten my stop losses and how to like continue upwards. These were the Turtle Soups, these were the reversals, Turtle Soups reversals. I obviously got more reversals, but I think that my definition has changed, so I might do this completely differently a second time. That's why you have to back test repeatedly with your strategy and continue to do the same 3 months back testing over and over again until you are confident. Obviously, I wouldn't call myself a completely profitable trader yet, as it's only been a week of me trading, and I haven't gotten a loss yet, which I'm expecting it to come, but I'm not sure when. If a loss comes, it's just one loss. That will take down, $1,000 compared to the $2,000 that I make usually daily. But I am only doing 1-to-1 ratios right now, which I would like to change up, because I want to do 1-to-2 or 1-to-3 ratios, which I'm struggling to figure out how to get there, which I need to do more back testing for. But I'm extremely confident in myself, and I'm extremely happy with where I'm at the moment. But I just need to keep taking things slow and enjoying things slowly in my mentality. My mentality is extremely important. But thank you guys so much for watching for my first ever video. I hope I continue these. I'm not too sure if I will. I just want to keep these for myself, mainly, to learn from myself in the future and in the past if I continue trading, which I'm assuming I will. But I want to track my first loss from this week, and I want to track if I make it back up to 0 P&L. Anyway, thank you again. I will see you soon, hopefully. If you have any video suggestions, I would love to do them. I love doing room tours. I'm an art geek. I do art all the time. I'm in college right now for it. But yeah, I'm more of a creative individual than just a normal person. And I think that that's extremely important. If you have $0 in the bank, you can get started. I have $0 in the bank right now, no cap. And I have been starting this, and I've just been Ubering and DoorDashing for 8 hours after I get this done. and then you do it again, and you do it again. It's rough, but I believe we'll get there. If you believe in yourself, anything will happen. And I have thought that my whole entire life, especially as an artist, because I don't think I'm ever going to make money from art, but it's possible. There's billionaires that are artists. You can do it. You can do anything. So stop thinking so hard and just get shit done. Get it done.